And welcome to my channel. This is KB Worth Saving 101, and I am the KB, Kim Baker. If this is your first time visiting me, then welcome. I'm a lifetime thrifter turned reseller, and I resell on Poshmark, Mercari, Tradesy, Etsy, Grailed, Heroin, Shop Thrilling, Depop, and wherever else I can. So if you're interested in tips and tricks and things I learn along this wonderful journey of mine, then do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget, do it now, guys. I need it. Show me the love. All right. This is going to be a little different today. I got up late. I am not feeling good. So I'm going to do my very best to be peppy and all that great jazz. But I'm going to do a really just quick ship with me since I just did a video. This is all Poshmark sales. So Poshmark is your easiest platform to start off on because there's no thinking. You can put it in almost anything you absolutely want. There's a £5 minimum, not minimum, maximum weight. And if you have a box, if you reuse an Amazon, if you reuse something, you can use the Poshmark. If you use all of your free, did you hear free? USPS shipping supplies, the majority of them also are going to be acceptable for shipping your items. So there is absolutely no thought involved. I will tell you, I am a reduce, reuse, and recycle chick. As you can see, I reuse my paper that I print off on to send out my mailing labels. And yes, I have not upgraded my system yet. I have a Brother laser printer, which has tons of ink, and I actually have an ink refill. So while I'm still utilize the system, and Mercari, you have to do a lot of trimming and changing in order to get your Mercari labels. Mercari labels are like the worst labels. You actually have to download, you have to do all this crap. So but they print on paper because they have they do a 2 little section thing, and it's just a pain in the butt. So I'm just these are the sales that I had for what's going out, and I thought I'd show you how I pack my stuff up along with reviewing and giving you some more tips. So you know, Poshmark started as a social thing, and it's all about cutesy and all that jazz. Well, I got news for you. I ain't cute, girls, ladies, or guys, whoever's watching me. I'm not. See this? It's craft paper, or not craft, it's packing paper. Now, if I lived close to a newspaper place, I don't even know, does anybody even still make newspapers? They have to. There's couponers, and I see them in the Dollar Tree, but I will tell you, newspaper usually have rolls, and you could always, I went to the local one near me, and it would be great. I would pick up their ends for like $5, and it would have a ton. So you could wrap, and it doesn't end. So there's no size that you have to worry about. Anyway, I just picked mine up at Walmart. Maybe I'll someday get to a point where I'm going to order it off Amazon. All right, so my first item going out happens to be a Michael Kors, excuse me, told you I'm really not feeling well. Michael Kors extra large pair of like textured leggings. Okay. I know this is a brand a lot of people still, you know, depending on who you watch, they don't pick them up. Well, when I can pick them up for $1, guess what? They sold for $35, which means after my Poshmark fees, I made $28 minus my $1, so $27 profit on a $1 item. Gotta love that. Again, these are my inventory bags. I have mine labeled now in filing cabinets. If you haven't watched some of my more updated ones where I show you my system, but so there's a filing cabinet that has P1 through 25, and then there's going to be a P25 through 50. This one happened to be P28. I take it out of this bag, and I'm going to set it aside because I reuse it. And that way I know exactly how many items can fit in those drawers and all that good jazz. All right, so super easy. Let's pack this puppy up and ship her off. So I just go through and fold them. Guys, it's not a big deal. I don't put bows, I don't put ribbons. I'm going to tell you, because if you get 5 stars, which I'm pretty much a 5-star rated seller, the unfortunate part is, unless they leave you a love note, which very few people do, your 5 stars really don't count. So it really sucks that the majority of my tons and tons of sales, and I rarely get a, what do you call it? A love note, which, you know, that stinks. And I tried tissue paper, I think is what I used to begin with. I used to send them out with Ziplocs. At one point, I made my own stickers, which I might try again. It all depends. I just didn't find that the stickers stuck to this kind of paper very well. So I just fold, put a piece of tape, and here we go. My high-tech thank you is a Sharpie. And I just write, thank you, with an exclamation mark. Now, in the past, like I said, I did my own little labels, which I used a different color printer. I made them up. They were like the Avery. They were the mailing labels. And what I did was I put, you know, receive 40% off your next order when you either leave me 5 stars and a love note, tag me on social media and whatnot, and I got 0. I even had one, I had one set that I did that were for 40% off. I had another set that I did for 50% off, and I got nothing as far as response back for those. So in all honesty, guys, putting pieces of paper in here, I really don't feel makes a difference. Now, my other thing is that I am all about saving items from landfills. So do yourself a favor. I know there's some people that waste their time and their dollars, and they send out little freebies. Well, I got news for you. How many of you guys have gotten some little stinky trinket item that for Christmas, you didn't want it to begin with, you're just like, oh God, and you end up throwing it in the garbage? Well, not me, I end up reusing everything, but I'm just going to say that I don't want any more items to end up in landfills. That's one of the reasons why I do this. So no freebies. Now, sorry guys, as I talk about one thing, I forget about the other. So yes, I'm using my little, these are, I want to say they called the TEK. Oh, sorry, I lied in my last video. Here they are. They are the TYVEK. Excuse me. And they're currently the 11/5/8 by 15 1/8. Okay, my absolute favorites. They are water resistant, not waterproof. I did not stick it in any kind of a Ziploc. I go through, stick it in, and then I fold it till I can seal it. I tape down these corners because I don't know, it might be just my area. I live in Arizona, and it doesn't feel like the adhesive stays very well, and if they've been exposed to the heat, I got news for you. Nothing is good in this heat that we get here in Arizona. So I just tape down those sides. Then what I also like to do is I will tape over my fold over and put my mailing label there. So there you go. And this particular tape is like the duct tape, which would be great for boxes like when I did thread up, or which I'm going to be doing a few other ones that I'll be boxing items up. So I will retain this, but I hate the smell of it. It smells toxic. It is thick. It does stick to boxes. Personally, I prefer the cheap stuff for when it comes to doing the packages. So there's a tip. Don't buy expensive stuff, because when you're doing just mailing labels and stuff, yeah, it's not needed, as long as it sticks. So there we go. My package A is done. All right, my next item that I did sell, excuse me, this happens to be Ann Taylor's, one of my bread and butters. So again, my bag, love it. There we go. And these are Ann Taylor Loft. If you don't think Loft brings in dollars, I've got news. I was tempted to go through and reject the offer. And I'm going to tell you, I forgot to tell you what I did for the Michael Kors. And I did these for these, but she didn't take the bait. So usually every Sunday is closet clear out when it comes to Poshmark. Well, somebody sends me an offer or they like an old item. I will go through and drop the price. If you haven't or you don't know, closet clear out is where if you drop the price by 10% lower than what your last offers were, I believe, publicly. Actually, it's not even offers. It's just you drop that price publicly 10% lower than what it's ever been listed at, then Poshmark will give them a shipping discount. Now, the shipping discount ranges by how excuse me, expensive the item is. So, and I really don't know those. I really don't care to know those. I'm so sorry. Couldn't help you there. Anyway, with the Michael Kors, she offered me like 30. And I'm like, you know what? I know I want 35 for that item. So what I did is I dropped the price to 30 or 35, and she got a shipping discount and she bought them. So I did not counter her offer. So I got that sale. Now I do have a huge sales goal. Unfortunately, I do sell 125 items, just not all on one platform per month or per whatever. So right now, my goal is to get my numbers up on Poshmark because even though it's my number one selling platform, I want to do 125 items very quickly so I can apply for the grant that Poshmark has. So I can apply for the other one, but I'm going for the 5,000 since I'm putting a wall into my house to make room for my reselling life. All right, so this last item was Ann Taylor. It was Ann Taylor Loft. Now, to me, I don't mark them very differently. These are jeans. Like I said, I know that these would have sold for 25 is usually about what I get for them, but I'm trying to make that goal. So she had offered me, I did drop the price for closet clear out. It did not work. So instead of me rejecting it, I took her $20 offer. So yes, it was a $16 sale, and I made $15 minus my cost of goods. So there you go. That's just the tactic that I do. I used to do, if you follow her, Becky Park, I used to try to do that one, and it was just way too time consuming in my life. So I don't bother. I just go through, and if it's something that I feel, or if they send me an offer, or if they counter an offer, it's a tactic that I utilize. Okay, you're going to have to give me 1 second because my nose is running away. Hey, I'll be right back. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you guys. I'm sorry. I've got workers here. It has been blowing like unbelievable. The weather's got me down. It is just what it is. All right. So I'm shipping these off. The same exact thing that I did for the Michael Kors. Now, I'm going to go through and do a little bit review since we are dealing with just Poshmark today. And if you haven't watched my video on reselling, I gave out some really good tips. And guess what? PoshFest just ended. And if you watched the reviews for PoshFest, quite a few of my tips, about the photos were given during the Google session. Now, I did not attend. It's just what it is. I had out-of-town company and everything else. So anyway, I'm just going to let you know. So when you're dealing with Poshmark, of course, this is every selling site has different things that they're going to go through and do and utilize that makes them different or unique. Poshmark started off as a very social, so sharing is your number one. The first thing anybody's going to always tell you is photos. Well, Google went through and had their own little part with at PoshFest, and they went through and said, yes, do not have anything in with your photos. So if you are not utilizing Photo Room, which they do have a free. And if you're just starting off, you can utilize it for free. The only bummer is that at the bottom, it will say Photo Room. But if you go to your photos, then you can go through and edit and take a little white out and white it out, or enlarge a picture and get rid of it. It just is a little bit more time consuming. I think the price was under $60 for a year. I did purchase it. And like I said, at some points, is it needed? Not with my list perfectly, but at the same time, I had another thing happen this week where I had to verify the item I had in my possession from another selling platform. So having that background removal, great option. And number one tip, because even something I heard that they said, but I just did go through and test it out, and my photos did come up on Google search. So I was happy with that, because I did talk about that layout app. I think we called it Flat Lay. See, guys, I don't have a brain in my head. It's called Layout, where you can go through and collage your photos. And on some of my front photos, I have collaged the back and the front. They say not to do that. One clean cut photo. The other thing that I'm really curious about is if you're using stock photos. So I'm going to do a little bit more Google research on that. I'll get back into that. I'm just going to tell you what my next sale was. I had two of these dresses. Woo! Shiny disco ball. They're opalescent, and they do show up quite Barbie pink in certain lighting. You can catch it. Both of these sold. They both sold for the same exact dollar amount. Now, I had them listed at $50. 35 to 30 was my goal, and these are Forever 21. So if you don't think that Forever 21 will sell, I have news. It's all on the style and your keywords, which, like I said, Barbie, sequin, disco, shiny, retro, 70s glam. Make sure you're utilizing keywords. I always put them at the very bottom of my listings on all of my platforms. All right, so Forever 21, this sold for $30. I bought it for $1. So 24 was my profit from Poshmark. Was my payout, and $23 was profit for a Forever 21. Yes, I know. If you guys watch me, hopefully you have the bizarre taste in what you're looking for, how you're pricing things, because I do not follow the mainstream. I know I've started talking tons and tons and tons about vintage, and one of the reasons that I do is because, you guys, you can market to whatever price you want, because it's not available. If it's not available in stores and people want it, I got news. They got to buy it somewhere, and they really can't buy it just anywhere when it's not available, right? So I'm not afraid to keep my items marked higher. Sending out offers is like the main thing on Poshmark. So yeah, you know you're going to do that. Just always mark your items up. I used to mark my items up like 20%. That's about what I do now. It's about what I do. I will tell you, not too long ago, I did an experiment, because I don't like sending out shipping discounts. So I rarely do that offers to likers. But maybe once a month I will, on a payday. So it'll be Thursday night before payday. And I will send out 10% off with the lowest shipping discount. Because I figured that's already my 20% that I already offered you. And that's about as where I like to be on my particular sales strategy. So, and a lot of times I will get counters, which is fine. Then I don't have to pay the shipping discount. Now, why do I not like paying the shipping discount? Well, first off, yes, it is a tax write-off, but that's money that I didn't make, and I'm paying Poshmark commission for. If they took it off the dollar amount that they were taking out, that would be a different story. But if I'm going to pay additional commission on something I didn't make, I don't like that. Now, everybody runs their business differently, and I'm all good with that. It is your business. Be happy, be free. I will tell you, like when we get back to this Google thing, when you Google does actually pull up your items, and if you offer shipping discounts, it does come up when you do that shopping. It shows in your listing. So of course they're recommending that you do free shipping. You do free shipping, and that's going to be $7.99 coming out of your pocket that you're going to pay 20% on. So every penny does count, especially, I mean, my cost of goods I always try to keep very low, but you know, if you're paying up for items, yeah, I'm sorry. If we're not making that, they shouldn't be getting commission on it. So, but you know, eBay, what? They actually make commission on your shipping. So one platform I have not yet gone to. All right, so next item out. And my last item, sorry guys, wasn't like a big, huge week, but day, sorry. Okay, so these are Sporto. They are so super cute. In all honesty, I should have gone through and just relisted this because this would have been the season. They have been listed probably for at least a year. And I bought them for $2 at a Salvation Army. So I've had them listed. They do get attention. Nobody's ever, you know, jumped on the offers. I had them listed. I think I changed that. I started at 65. I dropped them to 50. I sent out offers. And then I was going to relist them and list them higher. So when this person liked this item this week, I sent them an offer saying, I sent them an offer for only 10% off because I figured I'm going to relist them and put them back at 65 during the season. And they countered me at 42. Well, you know, they countered me at 42. That's all good. That's all good. I'm okay with that. All right, is this gonna, that's a little big. So I did my little trick and I tried sending them a thing for 45 with my closet clear out, and they didn't take the bait. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, which is fine. The big thing was I did not counter. When you're talking about a couple dollars, you know, there's a good chance that they're not going to come back, which there's got to be plenty of times where you're okay with it. And if you counter and they don't come back, and there's got to be plenty of times where you're like, you know what? I'll just take and eat that couple dollars that I really thought I was going to make on that item. So yes. All right. So you can see I'm pulling out different boxes to go through and see exactly, but I think I might end up with the shoe one. These do fold over, so most likely I'm going to fold these over. I'm going to fold them over. I'm going to stack them like that, maybe. So that way the soles aren't, and then I'm going to probably put them in a shoebox. So even though I just pulled this one out, the sole's a little bit wider. I guess I could flatten it. I just, you know, let's get it simple. Let's get it done because Kim does not feel good today. Anyway, let's see. So we talked about that. Oh, there was one other really good thing that they did go through and mention for PoshFest and that Google is that if you want to, which I don't necessarily have time for, you can actually, Google has plenty of searches. One of them is trending retail. Is that what it was? Rising retail? I don't know. All right, this is not working. So what I am going to do with this, I'm going to individually wrap them because it's just a pain. Now, if I had like, oh, sorry, I'm interrupting my thought, but if I had like leather shoes, you guys, my leather smaller shoes and things like that, they're put into individual plastic bread bags. Okay, and the reason that I do that is because they are to keep them from being scuffed next to each other, and then I'll wrap them in this paper and stick them in. So if you have leather, make sure you protect it. You know, I don't really do hard goods, so here's what it is. Guys, this is going to be the worst package yet. But instead of saying thank you, yeah, I'm just going to I'm going to do them individually, folded over, and I'm going to shove them in here because I just don't feel good. And normally, one of the reasons I never do any of these, which personally, I don't care watching any of them, so I didn't think any of you guys would probably like it either. But, you know, it kind of gives you some more different information. I normally have these out early. Like, I get up at like 6 to 5 and I have them ready, and my honey takes them on his way to work. Well, Tim's not feeling good. And so, yeah, he left. So I'm going to actually have to make it to the post office myself. I do, if you have not, I do drop my packages off every day. I do not wait. Fast shipping, first off, you know, your platform gets the money, your customer is much happier, yeah, and all that, and I never usually get very many love notes, but it makes a difference, I think, if Poshmark's showing you love by showing off your closet or not, because if you're sending them out and you're making the money right away, they are going to keep, you know, putting your closet someplace in the front of the line. All right. So I think I wrote thank you on, this is how, yeah, this is just how brain dead I am. I did not tell you, I'm all over the place, so thank you for sticking with me. I will try to put the Google info down below because it's like flying off my head right now, but you can actually look up trends. So like dresses is like number 38 on trending dresses, and you can actually utilize this information if you so desire to look it all up. Personally, like I said, I like loud, obnoxious, vintage items, which I don't care what their price point is. As far as I don't do comps, I don't do any of that because you want it, yeah, gotta come to me for it. But anyway, back to the shipping. So as I print my labels off, actually, my desk is all set up. My printer's right here. I do it normally one by one while I'm doing it. If I am printing up a bunch of them, like in the past, my printer's been over here, my shipping's been over here, I would just write the item down below. I wouldn't write the person, I would write the item, the brand and the item. So that way I would catch if there's any mistakes. Not that I haven't made them, because I have made shipping mistakes before. God knows, when my granddaughter first was here, yeah, I got a little spacey and sent out the wrong item. And, you know, Poshmark is really good about all of that. They really do go through and protect you as a seller. You know, not everybody's going to agree with 100%, but if there's items that are misshipped, they will take care of it. They're very kind the first time around. They do tell you if you continue mixing up things that they won't cover it, but you just go through, you contact your buyers and you contact Poshmark, and it is actually very nice that they support you. If an item is lost in the mail, guess what? Poshmark, again, is going to not only refund the buyer, but they will pay you out too. So I do like shipping with Poshmark. It does have a lot of pluses. A lot of people complain about the fees, but I've got news. When they back you in so many different ways, 20%, I'll take that. Instead of having to do it all on my own, or have to figure out which box I can stick this in. I can stick this in regional, I can stick it in flat rate, I can stick, just not, you just cannot put it in any kind of an express next day box. Okay, so almost any boxes, but not express. All right, not next day shipping, not none of that. So, all right, here we go. There, because I didn't write really, I'm going to write thank you on the box. And I don't know, hopefully you guys got some kind of info out of this. I probably should have done it when I'm sick, but like I said, I usually have this, like, these are done at like 6 o'clock in the morning so that they're ready to go. And right now it happens to be 12 and I'm just now getting them done. So now I get to drive over and get my butt to the post office. Anyway, Thank you for joining me. Come back and see me again. Until next time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.